Hi guys, and welcome back to my Minecraft Let's Play series. Last episode, we worked on the farms, and it looks amazing. I am really loving everything that I'm doing with this spot. It worked out wonderfully. But today, I've actually decided on a couple things we're going to try to get done. They're on the smaller side, but we're going to build a statue like we did in the Dream Realm. Hopefully, it lasts a little longer. We're going to work on the pathway out back there and sort of link it up with the other one. And we're going to work on a warehouses near the plaza and building stables near the fort that we recently built. And yeah, I'll show you where those stuff is as we go talk to people and see what's going down. Because there's several things that do need to be handled. So, yeah. But, new people. Interesting. Anyways, I'm sure there's a good reason Lord hasn't done these things yet. This place is amazing. Why in the goddess's name aren't we trying to improve the village like this? Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Maybe Silver has something to say about this, but, yeah. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. That's new? Okay, alright. It is a pleasure to meet you, sir. I guess you're a village lord, or... Yeah. Ah, hello there. Would you by chance the lord this village? Okay. By chance be the lord of this village? If you not, could you direct me to where I might find him? I have a rather important matter to discuss with them. No need. What can I do for you? I see. Well, my name is Theodore, and I am the lord of this neighboring village. And I have come to congratulate you on becoming the lord. Right? Becoming a lord. I was also hoping we might be able to have a word with you when you have a moment. See, well, my name's Pilkingtons, and may I ask what about? That way I can properly measure my responses. I was hoping to discuss the village matters, such as trade between our two villages. Items such as that. But since I came unannounced, I imagine that you are rather busy, and I would hate to intrude and be a bother. Much appreciated. Feel free to walk about the village and take in the sights. Thank you. I might take you up on that offer. Now, where did my grandson run off to with that poor guard? Okay, well, that's interesting. Anyways, I guess that does bring the question of where do you think, was I thinking of putting the statue? And I was thinking maybe around here? I'm not really sure. Again, I hadn't quite decided on that part yet. But, yeah. It's arguably the most debatable part of what I'm going to get done today. So, yeah, but we'll get into that in a bit. The priestess. Or priestess. I guess there's two of them. What a lovely village. I hear that it doesn't have a church yet. Maybe one of us should stay here and start one. Most definitely one of us will be staying. Someone has to stay and talk some sense into the lord of this village. Why? Why do people have to be like this? Anyways, I'm just gonna ignore that and continue on with my day. I wonder how Enid and Goliath are doing right now. I guess I haven't seen them. And again, they're probably guarding the portal frame just because we have guests around and I don't think people should be able to just walk in there whenever they feel like it. Come on, sis. You promised these people... You promised, and these people are really nice. Okay, so I guess magic is going afoot. Anyways, let's talk to Garnet. What's she up to today? Especially after our recent discoveries. Hey, Bookletons, how's it going? She looks around to see if anyone is watching. I'm fine, and you need to relax. We're fine. The more you look about, the more nervous you are. The more guilty you look. Get the picture. You're right. I'm letting my nerves get the better of me. Get the better, but you're right. You're right. I am letting my nerves. Anyways, everyone is doing their best to stay out of sight for now, but I was wondering if we could talk about what we're going to do after the priestesses go home. Yeah, you're right. We do need some sort of a plan, especially if one of them decides to stick around. You really think one of them will stay? That could be a really big problem, especially for Tusk. He's a troll. It's going to be hard enough to convince people to let him stay, much less the priestess of the goddess. She seems visibly concerned. I wouldn't worry about it too much. I mean, yeah, it's a problem, but luckily for us, I'm the lord of the village. I kinda make the rules. I guess you're right. We'll make it work somehow. I have a couple of errands to run right now, so I'll have to chat about this later. Alright, Garnet. Well, that's something handled. But we're going to get to the part where we're going to do. So, over here, as you can see, the plaza's here, and some buildings, like such as the, basic masonry, and the forges, and everything, basically. Now, a while back, I did mention about doing a project over near the tower, but I had second thoughts, and I've had some time to think about it. And I'm thinking that this is going to be where businesses mostly show up. Think like your toy shop, or flower shop, or an apothecary, or stuff like that. Stuff that is going to be, shall we say, business related. That way it feels all condensed. Because originally I was thinking of having some buildings around what I'm calling Star Tower. And in hindsight, the portal frame being there and wanting it to be a bit more secretive, I might put something else closer around there that I've been wanting to put, which might add some nice natural area to the village. Place where people can go and sit and relax, and we'll get to that when we get over there. But the plan is to put a couple like warehouses around this little cliff face here, and maybe like a pathway past or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. It's still very much a again, that pathway part is probably, for at least the one I'm thinking of, like something around here would be a distant idea. But we'll see. Again, it all comes down to when we get to building the wall on this side. Because the mountain doesn't protect us completely. It just gives a lot of terrain defense, just not all of it. And, yeah. I like to have all my sides covered. But we'll get to that later. Again, this will be its own challenges, and we have to deal with up there, and yada yada yada. Anyways. We're going to go over to where we need to for showing off what I plan to work on. Because again, warehouses around here, maybe a little pathway just so that way they can be accessed, and then like shops up frontier, making the back feel more like a back alley. Who knows? We'll see. But we're planning to expand the path for sure all the way around here to eventually link up with the other one. And, long story short, if we can finally get there in some timely fashion, we'll work on getting some other key components in place. Okay, come on. Why did I take this book with me? Anyways. I plan to put one of the items, which was build a stable near the fort, around here. Mostly just to cover up this wall slightly, partially because it would be practical. And it should help with general nature area is going to be around here. Because I'm thinking of making this place like covered in some trees and foliage and just making it feel natural. Sort of an escape from that into a natural looking area around here. So yeah, that's the idea eventually. I don't know when I'll get to that, but we'll eventually make it so we can just have all of this look nice. But it's getting dark. What are you two up to? I guess you guys are here keeping an eye on things. Wow, that's weird coming from you. But yeah, you're right. We need the help. I think Silver said that they will show up in the next day or so. Can't believe I'm saying this, but when do the new recruits get here? We could really use them. I see. Yeah, we do need all the help we can get. Imagine if we could get the troll, though, out and about. It'd probably make moving materials way easier. Like, I imagine they're pretty tough and strong. But we can actually just kind of sneak on here and get to sleep. But, if I'm being honest, I've shown you what I plan to do, so we'll just kind of hop to it. And with that being said, let's go. Bop, bop, and we're back. And I'm ready to show off my handiwork. And or explain my future plans a bit for the village. Or at least certain parts of it. Because, honestly, I have a bit of an idea. I had ideas, and I did explain that somewhat earlier. But, we'll explain some of the other things that I did at this particular time. Okay. A lot of people at my doorstep. That's never a good sign. Silver, what's up? Sir, might I have a word with you before you talk to the neighboring lord? That's not ominous as fuck. Sure, what's the problem? Oh boy, portal. The portal has become far more active according to Goliath and Enid. Whatever is doing this on the other side seems to be putting way more effort into it now for some reason. I'm wondering how you wish us to deal with it. Alright, well, honestly I've been meaning to bring this up, but let's get Vinny's opinion on this. She knows way more about the portal than any of us on what's going on. Or even has any ideas more than we do. You're right, of course, although I do have my reservations bringing... Why can't I speak? You're right, of course, although I do have my reservations about bringing her on. We have no better options at the moment. Bringing her... I just need to keep going because my brain is failing me. Anyways, especially with its heightened activity, she may have some insights we lack, but I do ask that she be put under some kind of contract to not speak about these matters publicly. Fair enough. Fair enough by me, make it so. I got enough nightmares to deal with, apparently. But, yeah. Alright. I guess it's time we have a talk, Village Lord Theodore. Puckletons, I must thank you and your villagers for such a lovely hospitality. It's no big deal. You wish to talk about our villages? Quick to the point, I see. It explains how you have managed to build so much in such a short time. But yes, that is what I wish to discuss with you. My grandson is the next one in line to be lord of my village. I plan to retire from my position soon, but I fear he is not ready yet to take on the responsibilities that come with being a lord. He has a lot of big ideas, but I fear he lacks the necessary perspective and patience to realize his goals. I was wondering if he might stay here for a time to gain those skills. Okay, that's a lot, but it does explain a lot. He does seem to have want to do what we're doing, if maybe on even a bigger scale. But he does. Okay, that makes sense though. I see. I don't have issue with it, but I'm not able to give him any official position. That's understandable. I'm hoping that the experiences here will help shape him like a river does to stones. Smooths out his rougher edges, fair enough. And help him finish growing so that he can be the lord he needs to be when the time comes. That's all I wish to discuss for now, as it's getting rather late and we should be heading home soon, before it gets dark. Thank you, Puckletons. You don't know how much I appreciate your help in such matters. Have a good night. Okay, well that's Interesting. I guess they'll be sticking around. I wonder where the priests are off at. But anyways, I want to get to talking about what I worked on, which is this. And the reason I put it here, partially because I didn't think there was any real good way to put a building here. And honestly, I actually kind of... the statue has been growing on me. When I originally first built it, I kind of hated it. I'm not going to lie. As it was just pure stone, and I thought, ooh, maybe this will make it look surprisingly good. Like it was carved from the very stone itself into its shape. It just looked kind of bland and bad. And eventually I settled on this design, which, again, I did some alterations compared to what I did, last time I built a statue like this. And what the look is supposed to be is sort of like a knight in armor. Like why this block is like this, because it looks kind of like a bit of armor on the legs. I debated putting some here and here, but I wanted it to look like it could be flexible and it could still work and not to take away from the stone look. And honestly, it looks pretty darn good. It's growing on me. It's done a lot of growing on me. Originally, I was not settled on it, and I may move it in the future. But for now, it is good here. It fills in the space nicely without feeling cluttered. But, yeah. Anyways, again, the shield looks good. It looks good. I even gave it a little mouth, which I kind of like. It adds more personality to it instead of just a blank face. And honestly, I did the tutorial just to do this. If you literally look in like Minecraft statue tutorial, something like this will very much easily pop up with just out the modded elements. And honestly, I just like this kind of statue design, at least. At least on paper, anyways. But, yeah. Long story short, we're going to go and see up here, because I think it looks better, the warehouses, which honestly, again, I thought about doing the same design I did over there with the same type of blocks, but honestly, I just didn't want it to feel like a same copied build over here. It is very much so in lots of ways, but I wanted to change at least a couple elements of it. Which, again, what are you guys doing over here? I can't wait for my grandfather to retire so I can be lord and bring change to our village like this place. Dude, there's a lot of work that comes into that. Yes, sir. Clearly someone is not thrilled to be being dragged around. But yeah, I think you can start to see my vision that I have for this place. The plan is to like have a couple shops here and this be like a back alley with like where people from the shop store their materials. And yeah, as you can see, it's nothing too crazily different from the other buildings that I did over there. There's only so many ways you can design a warehouse. But honestly, I do like how this came together. And eventually I'll probably just, make it so the doors are closed or like only one of them is open. Again, we'll see. Aesthetics are still to be designed. But again, some small shops around here. Some other stuff to build in this area. Because like it's getting close to being like a decent, like, finished, I guess isn't the right word. But it's coming together nice enough where I'm getting satisfied with it. But as you can see, as I did some more work, I completed the pathway. I also extended out this little plateau a bit, just so that way when I want to build over here, it's just ready to go. I had the dirt in, like, flux. And honestly, I think I did some pretty decent terraining, making it look pretty natural and like any other Minecraft terrain. Again, I don't think my technique is perfect, but I think it's adequate for what I need it to be. But as you can see, I just continued the pathway along here. Not really going for a grand staircase because it just didn't fit. But, yeah. Eventually, I do plan to have docks around here. Like a larger dockyard, because this does lead out to the wider ocean. And I think that would be just kind of neat. But for now, I'm still, taking lava from here and trying to drain this pool and use all of its... You little buggers always ruin the koi. So I feel no sympathy for you in your current situation. But yeah, long story short, I built the stable over here. And honestly, I very much like how it blends in with the rest of the build over here. I debated making it out of fir wood, but I was like, nah, I'm just not feeling it. And I did use some fur to make it sort of blend in with the rest of the build, but not lots of it. So, yeah. But again, this is a pretty standard stable building I've designed and built before. It's not supposed to be overly complicated. And, yeah, long story short, this is coming together quite nicely. Again, I gotta clear out these bushes and add a few things, like I might put another gate here so it's separate pens for whatever beasts you have in here to keep an eye on transportation. The plan is to eventually build a larger, like, basically, once I've built out this a bit more over here, like the factory area, it eventually stops and becomes into a very much more, like, wilder space, with a bunch of redwoods, for example, perhaps, at least at some part of it. And, yeah. That's my plan at the moment. Just because I think that would be nice to have a nice wilder space inside the village that people can go and hang out in. And, yeah, that's at least the plan at the moment. But, yeah. I also lit up in there just because it was something I just hadn't done yet, and it makes it look so much better, though I do need to light up in there so that way it makes the second window glow with proper prestige. But, yeah. Honestly, again, the plan is to eventually expand it to, I don't know, maybe about here-ish is where it will end for, like, the factory and the more industrial area. Considering I haven't even completely done everything over here yet, and I still haven't filled this building, for example, it's still a work in progress. Like, for example, there's all of this space here that hasn't been filled out. And I want, like, buildings and factory stuff to be here. Like, something right here. And then over here, again, as I said before, will be more farmland and general homesteads for that kind of stuff. As I complete more and more of the wall. Or more accurately, the guards do. But, yeah. With that being said, sadly, that is as much time as we do have for today. Next episode, we're going to do some... Actually, you know what? I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do next episode. I have some ideas, but I need to think about them. Because, again, I might complete more of this. I don't know what I'm feeling like. I might decide to decorate some of the buildings that I just haven't done yet. Or I might just make this into a nice, like, the wild space in real quick here in this area. I'm not really sure. Hopefully the portal activity calms the fuck down, but who knows? We'll see. It's never really for sure. With that being said, if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like, comment down below, as it helps me get to 50 subscribers, as that is my goal for this year. It was last year's goal, I know, but again, still haven't reached it. With that being said, have a great day. Bye.